Yeah, hello guys. So before we start, why don't you introduce yourselves? Let's wait for a few more minutes. Let's start this event. Okay, so let's start this event. And before we start, let me introduce myself. I am Ashton, the chapter lead of Code Academy chapter. So today we are going to look at the topic of IoT basics and what are the hardware platforms available in this space. Okay, so yeah, so before we start, do any of you have any idea about what is IoT? What do you know about IoT? You can use the chat to interact with me. Yeah, so okay, cool, no problem. So IoT is like basically Internet of Things. So whatever in this day and age, any smart device that we encounter, right? So let's say Amazon Dot or Google Home. So whatever these smart devices that are coming up as products in this new day and age, those are nothing but IoT devices. So IoT is actually used to connect the real world things to the internet. Okay, so that's why we can call it as internet connectivity plus digital intelligence. So why digital intelligence? So basically what happens is when you want to connect the like when you want to connect the things, right, and towards internet, you need sensors and actuators, something called sensors and actuators. So basically sensors like what we have in vehicles, like two-wheeler, four-wheelers, while we are parking. So those kinds of sensors will be connected to this real world things, so that you can actually generate data. So what happens is the more you generate data, you can actually work on the data. So this is where we will be applying data analytics skills as well. Sorry, right? So once we do that, we can kind of use that analysis to draw out insights from it. So that's why by the end of the day, we are getting digital intelligence from this huge amount of data that we collect over the internet, right? So that's like the basic definition of IoT. It's just everyday things like fans or smart devices that can be interconnected throughout the internet with the help of sensors. Okay, so now let's talk about origin of IoT. So what happened is that around like the year 1974, there was like a German computer scientist called Carl Steinbach. So what he coined was like he predicted that in a few decades of time, computers will be interwoven into almost every industrial product. So basically, he kind of predicted that in the future, from his day and age, every industry will be connected towards the internet, and it is possible in this day and age as well. We can clearly see that. So around 1990s, as you can see, there was actually a person called John Ramke. Okay, so he was actually the first person to create an Internet of Things devices called, which was nothing but a toaster. So basically, what he did was he connected the toaster that they use, right, to toast your bread and to make sandwiches. So what he did was he connected it to the internet with the help of sensors. So like he is considered the first person to create this IoT device. Okay, so moving on, around 1999, it was Kevin Ashton who actually termed the coin Internet of Things. Okay, until then we didn't have a specific word or an entity to call what kind of devices are these. Okay, so Kevin Ashton at that time was like a British tech pioneer. He was working at Procter and Gamble, now known as P&G, right? So while giving a presentation, his presentation title was actually Internet of Things. So that's how it got popular, the term. And if you check this timeline, moving on, around 2008 and 2009, what happened was there was this problem that we encountered, which was like we had only limited amount of IP addresses, Internet Protocol addresses. So do anyone know what is an IP address? Any idea? Can either use the chat or mic, guys, if you want. Let's keep it interactive. Any idea about what is an IP address? Yeah, Pawan. So IP address is nothing but like a digital address that is provided to any device that is connected to the internet. Okay, so basically what happened was we had a version for each type of the way we assign these IP addresses. Okay, so around 2011 we had a version called v4. Okay, so IPv4 was a format which had 32 bits in this address format. Okay, so what happened was this we were able to only generate 4 billion IP addresses for the internet devices. But at that time, what happened was there were so many devices and smart like laptops, computers, industrial products, as well as smartphone, which got popular. It was all because of this. Around this time only, if you can remember, the first iPhone was launched. So what happened was almost every house was having a smart device. So we were running out of this IP addresses problem. So what happened was we came up with a new version of IP address, which was IPv6. So it has like a 128-bit IP address space. It has a lot of IP address from now on. So there was this person called Steven Libson. So what he did was, so just like IPv4, he was asked whether IPv6 will be going out of will be run out of IPv6 IP addresses. So basically, even if we assign an IP address for every atom in this world, we would need at least 100 more earths like this to give this IP address. So we have a huge amount of IP addresses in version 6. So that problem was solved around 2011. Okay, so moving on, around 2021 2022, what we are having is that there are more than actually 50 billion devices that are connected to the internet. The day-to-day smart devices or electronic products, all of them are actually connected to the internet today. So I have provided a article to check out about the evolution, guys. So after this meetup, I will give you this. I will share you these resources. You can check it out. So moving on, let's talk about the evolution of Internet of Things, right? So what happened? How did we end up here? So before internet, the way we were communicating were only telephone and mobile, right? We used basic mobile handset as well as wired telephone network. So the communication were actually human to human, right? So once we started having networks around the globe, we started to have this idea of internet, right? Interconnection of networks. So the more the people started using internet. So there was a standard which was launched by Web3 consortium. That's why it's called WWW. So they through that we got the power to launch emails, information and entertainment, everything that was moving on accessible on internet of content, right? So the next stage is nothing but Web 2.0, right? So internet was present, but it took some time to actually use it for a real uh, set of services, right? So whatever we use internet for, like let's say to order on Swiggy or Zomato or Amazon, so these are all nothing but on the internet we are using this kind of services, right? So this is the stage that we are talking about over here. And slowly after e-commerce we started to have a boom called social media, right? So Skype, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, so all of these uh, stages are known as internet of people, right? So after that only we have this stage called internet of things, where we started using our day-to-day products to connect to the internet, so that a machine can talk to another machine, right? So based on, let's say if we are connecting any data from our water heater or air conditioner, we can actually control them with just our smartphones, right? So that's what about the evolution of internet of things. And there's also another coin that uh, the stage that IoT belongs to, right? So according to like World Economic Forum, uh, refer to the rise of internet and the impact of IoT as the fourth industrial revolution, right? So what is an industrial revolution? It is nothing but like the automation of each and every stage, right? So the first revolution was actually mechanization. So the usage of railways, trains, and anything that was repetitive human tasks were actually replaced by machines, right? So that was industrial revolution 1.0. And the second revolution was nothing but the mass production and electricity. So so basically the network of uh, electricity that we get was actually part of the second stage. And then came the electronic and IT systems, right? So whenever we can see the supply chain videos and all, right, if I check out the news articles and stuff, you see this automatic robotic gears that is assembling a car unit or a bike, or in a straight assembly line. So those kind of electronic units and ID systems, so any software, any automation, this was all were part of industrial revolution 3.0. Now when we come around 4.0, this is where Web 3, cyber systems as well as IoT all come together. Even cloud belongs to actually the industrial revolution 4.0. Okay, so these are actually the top IoT applications that we can see in real world right now, right? We have smart lighting, we have automated like gate and garages, right? So based on someone entering through a vehicle near a gate, we can actually use sensors to sense the motion of objects and kind of automate that task. So we also have thermostats, humidity controllers, and smart traffic management, and like so on. Just the applications are actually limitless. So these are like a common like day-to-day applications that we can see actually right now. It's not just a theory, but actually practically we are using it right now, right? And now let's talk about like what are the hardware platforms that we can use. As a student, what are the how can we get our hands dirty, right? So the the most popular platform, even you might have heard it, right? So it is Arduino. So Arduino is nothing but, let me show you this official website. Okay, cool. So Arduino is nothing but like it's this great set of microcontrol that we call, where you can actually use these integrated circuits to build several projects that we can use in the real world. Let me show you. I think it's visible, right? Cool. So Arduino is like this kind of platform that you can use actually to connect, let's say, for example, you can create a robotic car that we controlled by your smartphone. So basically anything that was mechanical can be controlled using this uh, circuit board, and you can actually connect it to the you can use actually C programming to connect it to our laptop and kind of write your logic in this platform. Okay, so this is like a really popular platform that we can use for building a lot of IoT projects in using this one. So this is like an example of one such project that you can see. As you can see, like I think this is a temperature monitor. As you can see, there's also a monitor over here. So basically you'll be using this Arduino board to connect to a lot of input and output pins, and these are nothing but the mechanical or electronic circuits that you are connecting to this board. So the advantage is actually you can write your own logic inside this using a programming language, right? So this is like a really popular platform that you can look into. I've added this link as well, you can check it out. And the next one is actually Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi actually goes one step further and creates this amazing set of boards. Okay, so as you can see, this is like an example. Okay, I think this let me reload it for a second. The image is kind of blurry. So Raspberry Pi actually provides us with more computing power, guys. So as you can see in this image, we have this chips over here, right? So basically this is nothing but an RAM. Actually it's a RAM unit. So basically, like, if you want to using this Raspberry Pi, you can actually replace your entire CPU itself, right? So let's say you have a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse. If you just have this Raspberry Pi board, you can actually replace the entire CPU itself. So that's how much powerful Raspberry Pi unit is. And whether or not, like, if I don't know if you have heard this news actually, like very recently what happened was someone hacked into NASA using this Raspberry Pi unit, just because it sits in your palm of your hand, right? So they used this actually like a computer and kind of got into the offline site and kind of hacked the NASA, got some data itself. So that's how much like powerful this hardware platform is. So I've also like given this link, you can check it out. Let me show you some projects as well. So like they have like a lot of products as well currently, a variety of, this is actually one of them. So all you need actually, as you can see, let me show you this one. All you need is just a monitor, this type of like circuit board, and along with this you need like a keyboard and a mouse. That's it. So this will actually work like a custom built computer. You can actually build your own hardware, use this as your own hardware and kind of customize it according to you. So you might have heard about Linux operating system, right? So basically you can use those type of operating system on this board itself. They actually give you this pre-install. So for memory, what happens is you have a slot for memory as well. You can actually add a SD card to this, and you can for based on different versions, you will also have Wi-Fi connectivity as well as Bluetooth connectivity to this type of platforms as well. Okay, so that's like really powerful platform that you can check it out. And let me go back to this slide. And next up we also have like another like new platform called Bolt IoT. So Bolt IoT is like a Indian based startup, guys. It was actually founded in Bangalore by like one of our Indian guys. He's so what they did was they actually kind of showcased this project in our Silicon Valley itself, and it was actually recognized by our Prime Minister itself. So what they do is they also have like this set of kits that you can use, and using this platform you can actually connect this Bolt module that you can see in the screen box, right? You can connect it to your smartphone itself through their app, and you can start collecting the data from the sensors that you're using. So if you can see this small sensor is there, right? This is actually a light detecting sensor, although also known as LDR. So once you start connecting this to the to this module, it will actually start to generate a lot of data. So you can actually collect all of those data through Wi-Fi by storing all this data in the cloud itself. And Bolt IoT, what they do, they actually provide you like a really good cloud platform that you can actually store all of your data remotely itself, right? So as we have like a Wi-Fi module itself, just like we I think we have in Raspberry Pi. And for Arduino, I think you need a separate sensor, but it is this module actually has a built-in thing. So this is really a cool project built by our Indians only. Let me show you. I think it was also like kind of recognized. It was actually published by Raspberry Pi magazines as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of awards. It was this product platform has won, including just a second, including the part of the visit by Prime Minister of India. So it's a really cool startup that you can check out. He is actually the both of these guys are founders of this platform. So like these are the like three different kind of this one, guys. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so this is the module. As you can see, it's so small actually, but you have like a Wi-Fi module in this itself. So basically you can directly connect this to your Bolt IoT cloud. Once you configure it, you can easily start generating data. So let me show you like before moving on, let me also show you like my personal projects for this what I have created in my college days. So like, so if you are interested about this, especially this Bolt IoT module, so wait till the end. I actually have a like a discount coupon provided by the CEO itself. So as a they also have like training programs provided at their platform. So only if you are interested, you can stay till the end. I'll give you more details. So until then, let me show you my like personal projects that I've created. Okay, so this was actually the one that I created in first year itself. So this is actually a Arduino Rover. So if you guys remember, like we recently even sent a rover, a satellite to our Mars, right? So in that we also actually send these types of rovers to the interplanetary like missions and all. Even in Chandrayaan 2 we actually sent a rover, but it was we were just having some difficulty with connecting with them. So basically like we built this rover in the first year using Arduino. So you can see this is the module, and like we connected it with like a lot of sensors actually. So this sensor looking like an eye, right, is actually an ultrasonic sensor. This is used to calculate the distance between objects and all. So based on that we can control the way this rover moves. And I think we have like four simple motors for this wheels and all. And these blue boxes are nothing but servo. It's called a servo. We can control the movement like small movement of small objects. So this was actually supposed to be a hydraulic arm. It is connected with this one, And so this was like a basic project that I did in my first year actually, and it was organized by our seniors at that time. They what they did was they itself provided this ready-made kits and all, and they gave us training like for 6 days, and it was really fun. We participated in this like a team of 6 members. So it was also, the parts were also very affordable, like we divided the money and stuff. So it was really a cool project that we did. And the second one is actually the eco monitor that I did with the Bolt IoT module. So this is the LDR that I was talking about, right? Light detecting sensor. So what I did was like I kind of collected the data for the entire day and night. How much light does a living room have, right? So based on that, what I did was I collected this data through this sensor and stored it in the cloud. Okay, so based on that, I did another like a small project where I was visualizing the data using like JavaScript. There were like inbuilt Google APIs that you can use, and as you can see, these were the at the bottom. I think it's this second. It's the timing, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. For around 3 to 4 hours, I was collecting this data, and at the top, what you see is nothing but the intensity of the data. So as you can see, I was actually turning on and off to just check whether it is properly receiving the light input and stuff. And this is like a this was the hardware part, and this was like the data analytics part, right? So, and this was another like visualization thing. After collecting a lot of data, it was like showing how much intensity was there for that particular day. Okay, so, and this dashboards that you can see over here, right, this is provided by Bolt IoT only. So they have this like complete integrated like hardware platform as well as cloud platform that you can use, right? So this was what I was talking about, right? IoT is kind of so much powerful that these applications are kind of generating a lot of data, known as like termed as big data, right? So to give you some idea like about what is big data, like whenever you visit a really popular website like Amazon or Google or even Netflix or YouTube, so every single click that you do, every single even how much screen time that you use, what are the places that you visit in that particular website, everything is actually a data. Okay, so based on that only, so for example Netflix, let me take Netflix. So Netflix is very it makes you very compulsive user because they kind of collect your data based on what are your preferences of your movies and TV shows, and they recommend the next TV shows in such a way that it suits your it suits your interests and what you like and what you don't like. So that's how much useful big data is. Okay, so as you see in this my previous projects, right, I collected similar data and kind of used some like programming concepts only. So any programming language that you can use to analyze this data, visualize it, and like bring insights from it, right? So this is exactly why IoT is also very useful, right? So let's say one of the applications that we discussed, right, the light detecting sensor. So you can use it, let's say, for a year or 10 years or 20 years and kind of understand how much light intensity is kind of generated in a living room or in a bedroom or in a kitchen, and based on that you can also compare it with what is the healthier amount of light that we need as well, right? So that like you can correlate with a lot of research work as well as the data you generate and kind of change the way you live as well, right? So that's how much powerful any sort of IoT application can be, right? So it's also estimated that like around 50% of the 27.1 billion devices in 2022, which poses a significant challenge on data storage and analysis as well. So bigger the data, we also have challenges like how should we store this huge amount of data and so on and so forth. Okay, so and this is actually the future of Internet of Things, guys. So where do we go next, right? So we will see this rise of smart cities that we have even in India, the growth of artificial intelligence, 5G networks, and so much more. And it's all going to be connected only. So recently we are also seeing the boom of Web3, right? Web 3.0, metaverse, and this virtual environment. So every single technology is actually going to be correlated with each other, and in that way we are going to like generate like a huge amount of data, right? So that's why IT is also like a really popular place to stay into, right? A lot of applications that we want to build, you can actually stay here and kind of improve in this industry as well. Okay, so this is like one of the numbers also I got from our trusted websites, which was like 1.1 trillion projected IoT is going to be spent on IoT technology on to make homes and like offices smarter, to make businesses automate tasks, boost productivity, and even cut labor costs significantly, right? So wherever there's a human repetitive task, we can actually replace it with smart devices like this. So it's going on a really great trajectory. So I think that's it, regarding this. uh, we have like a certain announcement before we, right? So yeah, okay, so the number one announcement is that we also have like four more events coming up. One is Git for beginners, and then we are continuing our data science track from where we left off. So like if you already like visited our Python events, right, we are also like continuing with like what you can do with Python using the future events like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. These are all used for data analytics and visualization only, just like we discussed before about this IoT applications, right? So this was one announcement. Another one was we are actually recruiting like interested students who wants to join our team, the core team, right? So we are recruiting students to kind of help us share about more about our events, help us with design or content creation, and so on and so forth. So and we are also like planning to come up with personal mentorships, certificates for participation, and so on. So if you're interested, you can check out the forms as well. It's present in our WhatsApp groups. So if you're interested, you can check it out. It's a really good opportunity for you guys, right? Okay. And yeah, so you can show us your support by joining our chapter 1. If you are not already present, you can let me post this link over here. Just a second. If you have already joined, that's great. So for those of you who are new to our chapter, you can use the link that I have posted in the chat to kind of join our chapter. And yeah, so we also have a Discord community, guys. So let me copy this and share it as well. So in Discord, actually you can ask any doubts as well, and any queries that you have, as the WhatsApp kind of restricts you from using okay, WhatsApp kind of restricts you to chat with chat with us. You can actually use this Discord community to chat with us. Yeah, I think Nitish has also posted up all of our social links. It is present on Linktree as well. Thank you, Nitish. So that's pretty much about it, about one of the announcement. And one last thing was, we as a chapter will be constantly providing the useful resources as well, anything that is helpful for you to learn software development or technologies, right? So those of you who are in this meeting, did any of you attend this coding minutes event which was conducted like 2-3 days back? Anyone? There was this game development event which was shared in our chapter WhatsApp group, I think. So actually, what happened was, it was a free webinar like event on YouTube only, a live streaming event, and it was taken by a ex Googler who's currently working on Scalar Academy. So he gave this amazing talk on how to build a game using JavaScript. So it was really cool, and he also has a lot of courses on data structures and Python as well, and he was giving away one of his courses for free as well, like to all of them, 200, there were like 100 students, and he gave it for free itself. So these kind of opportunities I'll be keeping on sharing on our chapter, so do check it out. And this is going to be really helpful for you all. And those of you like I said about Bolt IoT, there's like a coupon also. I'll be sharing about those details. So if you are interested, you can wait for it. Otherwise, you can also leave for now. And any doubts, guys? Anyone? That's about it. That's a wrap up. And who wants to know about the training, you can wait for some time. I'll tell you about that course breakdown on what is the current offer. So until then, I'll get any doubts from you. Anyone? Any doubts? Yeah, I think 5 students are present, right? Till then. Cool.
Hello, bro. Good evening.
Yeah, Nitesh, good evening. How are you?
So basically, thank you for the informatic slides that were so informative.
Yeah, sure, Nitesh.
So I have one question like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the major differences between Arduino and that
Raspberry
Raspberry
Pi?
Pi?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question. So Arduino is like a, how should I say this? It's like a microcontroller, Nitesh, and Raspberry Pi is a microprocessor. Okay, so microcontroller is nothing but it also has like a processing power, but compared to Raspberry Pi is actually it actually has this RAM itself in this. Okay, in microcontroller you have only limited amount of processing power, but in Raspberry Pi you have this RAM and all in our CPU and laptops, right? 4 GB RAM, 6 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, the random access memory, temporary memory that we use in our computers. So that's actually installed on that Raspberry Pi kit itself. So in that board, if I can show you, just a second, you can actually use it like a computer, Nitesh. So basically, if you go to Arduino, you are limited to only certain amount of projects, whereas Raspberry Pi, you can actually turn this board into a uh, custom made computer itself. So if you like remember, I don't know if you see like Marvel movies and all, there is this one Spider-Man movie where he collects that garbage and all, makes his own kind of computer, that the character in this movies and all. So you can actually do like a similar kind of thing at low cost. So I think this Raspberry Pi kit for 4 GB RAM, it's around 4 to 5,000. With this itself, you will be already having a monitor, right? Let's say your laptop or a separate monitor, and an SSD card, and I think you need a keyboard and mouse. With this, you can actually create a separate computer itself. So that's how powerful the Raspberry Pi is. Whereas your Arduino, it's like a microcontroller, so it will have a limited processing power, and based on that, you can only create certain amount of projects. Whereas with Raspberry Pi, like you can create a lot more projects. So those who require like more processing powers, let's say you want to like build a project but also process that data in that board itself, you can use Raspberry Pi, right? So let's say that same LDR example, instead of storing on the cloud, you can actually store on your Raspberry Pi SSD card itself and send only the insights directly to your cloud. So it's kind of that one major advantage, the processing power. And Bolt IoT is kind of similar to Arduino, but the only advantage is they have like a Wi-Fi module itself present in this in this module. Okay, so yeah, that's about that.
And bro, I've also heard about that Node MCU. Is that also quite similar to the Arduino, or that's a separate one?
What was that, Nitish?
Node MCU.
Node MCU. Okay, so
Yeah,
what does it do?
I don't even. I even don't know, bro.
Node
I have
MCU.
only heard about that.
I don't know. Maybe, let me check it out. Yeah, I think this is also
Maybe
similar
that's what
to. Yeah, this is
microcontroller.
microcontroller. This is similar to your Arduino only,
Okay.
and open source. Yeah. This is similar to Arduino. You can also you check this out. But thing is that these three platforms are there, right? Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and Volt IoT. There's like a lot of user base in this. So any error that you face, you can actually use a community help for a lot of these things. And the availability is also high compared to other like IoT products. You have like a high availability as well. That's why these three are popular. Okay.
And bro, you were talking about the coupon.
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah,
this
please say that because in the next PCL, maybe we will be using Bolt, I think.
Yeah,
I just.
actually, I'm also like I have already enrolled in this training actually last year. That's how I
Okay.
did this projects and stuff. And last time I did share about this, but we were only having around 30 to 40 students in our community. So let me share my window over here. Is my screen visible? It's visible, right?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, great. So let me show you the training first. How does it look like? This is like yeah. So the number one thing is you will get a like a training along with this kit itself. So the one, let me first of all show you the kit itself. This is actually the entire kit itself. Okay, so you will get this set of kit hardware kit along with this training uh, in this entire like course itself. Let me show this. I'll leave this coupon link in the chat as well. So basically you can use this coupon to like buy this training as well as hardware. So so what they are providing is that they give you this entire curriculum, right? So as you can see, they will tell you basics of Internet of Things, about IoT, about IoT in cloud, and like a lot of projects. In this you are also learning HTML, JavaScript, and like visualization, home automation, and server.
Basically, we will unlock these all after payment.
Yeah, this is actually once you, this is part of the same package, Nitesh. So okay, so
Okay.
in this, if you enroll in this, they give you this kit, right? So the kit is actually like worth of 2750. So this coupon, what they give you is that you need to only pay for the kit. The training is for free. So if you enroll in this through this link, you will get this training as well. Let me like show you the course structure also to get you some idea. So you can see like you will be also learning a bit about machine learning, about how you can actually send text messages or using Telegram bots and all with this IoT module, and you'll be deploying a server as well on DigitalOcean and using Python, Linux. So all of this stuff. This is actually the course curriculum as well.
And bro, is there projects included, or
Yeah.
that's only the introduction
There's
part of it?
around 20 projects. Like for the first few projects, you'll have like video lectures as well. Let me show you. Wait, where is it? Yeah, this is the first project, the like LDR project that I was discussing about, right? So after this, what they do is they make you do these projects with the help of this knowledge and all. So they give you like a document. For example, this is there, right? So they give you like a problem statement, and they will already like cover all of the data, like what are the technologies that you need to use in each section. So based on that, you have to create it yourself. So this is like a hands-on thing. Instead of a step-by-step tutorial, you will be working on yourself as well. And I think they also have a community, just like I told. There's a separate forum like Reddit and all. They have created separately for this Bolt platform, and they also give you like free access to their cloud platform. In their cloud platform, what they do is like I think it's cloud.boltiot.com. You can actually configure all of your projects under one place, right? So why this cloud is powerful is actually, let's say you have like multiple modules and all, right? Let's say you have 2 3 4 modules under the same project, for example. So you can actually connect all of these devices under this single place and use the same uh, platform again and again. So this is like the cloud platform. So before this I was using this for this eco monitor only to handle that data and all. So here you can actually upload your code and reuse your code again and again. So these are like, in this there are like 2 projects as well. There's the dashboard, there's API, that's so on, so much in this like training that they provide you. Okay, so this offer is like valid for today. So if you are interested like in learning about IoT along with that training program, you can check it out. I'll also post this links on our WhatsApp group as well. Okay, this will be
Okay,
useful
bro,
for you
sure.
also. Like I'm also like planning to conduct more events on projects from Bolt IoT itself, so that
Yeah,
students,
that would be great, bro.
yeah, at least the students can see how, what type of IoT projects that they can do. So whatever we can do in Bolt, we can also try in Raspberry Pi, also Arduino also. It's kind of same thing only. So only difference is that platform, the hardware platform. So and actually Bolt IoT, they're doing a really good job, to be honest. It's actually Indian startup also, and I was pretty much like amazed about their entire platform itself. So that's why I wanted to share about this knowledge as well. And I was in contact with the founder as well. So after sharing about this event details, he shared this coupon with us as well. So it's really great. So yeah, that's pretty much about this basics of IoT event. So any other doubts, guys? I think others have left. Suhani, Nitish, any other doubts? I'll also like share the PPTs with you on the WhatsApp group as well as the training details. Okay. Okay, then so let's wrap it up, shall we? So thank you for joining this event.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I'll also like post the